Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Nice rainy day here in South Alabama, which is keeping the temperatures down, and I'm loving it. I'm just getting some work done, settling in. Got myself a new office chair that's really comfortable, and I got this at a thrift store for $5. $5. I was going to have to buy a chair, and I was thinking, I'm going to have to spend some money, so I was thinking, I'll wait till I come back from Woodstock at the end of the month and then start looking for a chair. And just happened to run across this one. So about to dive into some work here, working on the store, working on getting some designs in there. I actually think I'm going to order a couple of my own t-shirts today with my logo and see how I got to test it out before I put it out there. Anyhow, today is about raw vegan, detox, and watered down health information. I do videos every day. I talk about the raw vegan lifestyle, plant-based lifestyle, how it can help our health, improve our health. Talk a little bit about fitness, get off subject a little bit on the weekends, talk a little about my meditation, mindfulness practice, and various other thoughts. So if you're not already subscribed, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now. Click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Well, this is long. It's good stuff. I had stuff already uploaded that I could post for the last 2 days. I haven't made a video in almost 3 days. So it's kind of strange. So anyhow, I was reading this little magazine the other day when I was in Pensacola, and it just kind of got me to thinking. And like I say, it is what it is. It's just, this isn't throwing shade on anybody or being all hardcore or whatever. It's just kind of like, it's kind of interesting how the world looks at things. You know, we're so ingrained, humans in general. I mean, a lot of people that were probably watching me that are familiar with this lifestyle, that follow a plant-based lifestyle. It's not so radical to you, but people you know, it's just so ingrained that I don't think you can give the general public this message that what they really need to hear. Sometimes, especially when it comes to some serious life-threatening stuff. And like I say, your mileage may vary on this. I'm not a doctor by any means, and I'm not throwing any specific advice or whatever out there. I'm just like, you know, it is kind of watered down. I was reading this little article. It's just a little free magazine that I got at the vegan restaurant, and it's also at the little store I go to, Natural Awakenings. It's a good magazine. In fact, on the back, they're advertising for a vegan cruise, and it's got heavy hitters like Rip Esselstyn, it's got Dr. Neil Bernard, it's got T. Colin Campbell, and it's got Dr. Greger. So it's a good little magazine. And I can kind of understand. I imagine, you know, some of this stuff you do have to water down for the masses. But I'm going to kind of go through this a little bit. I was reading this article, and the purpose is there's no link to the article. This is a little paper magazine. I don't even know if it's online, but the actual article is not the subject. It's just kind of a example of the thinking out there. The article is Live Cancer Free, and it's called Natural Ways to Prevent and Heal Cancer. And it, you know, it tells a few stories here, and it tells people about how current therapies, it goes into, you know, a lot of the stuff we know about how, you know, drugs, the drug pipeline, and about why therapies are, like why current therapies are out there, why current things that are supposed to cure it are out there, and just why different modalities are out there, you know, because of money and certain things like that. And it says, let's see, there was a certain area I wanted to read when I get to it. Like, it starts talking about prevention is paramount. And I like this. It's going in the right direction. And like they have some quotes in here by Andrew Weil. We've known for nearly 15 years that inflammation is the root cause of many chronic diseases. So they're talking about things like they know. They're talking about anti-inflammatory, alkaline, things that are not acidic. But they won't go all the way. They won't go all the way. Okay, like if you can see this food pyramid down here, they've got good things going. They've got good things going. At the very bottom, the foundation is vegetables and fruits. The next level up is whole and cracked grains, pasta al dente, beans and legumes. The next rung up is healthy fats. Then that's where they have to start getting in, okay, fish and shellfish. They recommend 2 to 6 servings of that a week. Then you get on up a little bit further, other sources of protein, animal protein, because that's all the protein they know about, 1 to 2 a week. So they got to leave a little bit in there. And of course, they have a little bit of wine at the top because, you know, the wine is good for the heart and all that kind of stuff, and healthy sweets. But all, you know, more towards the top, they kind of start watering it down a little bit. Let's see. Well, let's read a little bit. Prevention is paramount, to see what they have to say about things and their take on things. Pioneering physicians and researchers agree with Sabin and Maldick-Barrow that comprehensive prevention, the key to solving the cancer epidemic, is missing from conventional medicine. Leading voices include Dr. Andrew Weil, founder and director of the Arizona Center for Integrative Medicine at the College of Medicine, University of Arizona. And a bunch of other names, blah, 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 down there. Weil pioneered the earliest efforts to develop a comprehensive curriculum in evidence-based integrative medicine and the field of integrative oncology. We've known for nearly 15 years that inflammation, once again, is the root cause of many chronic diseases, possibly of all. Since 2012, scientific evidence has proven that a healthy lifestyle and an anti-inflammatory diet can influence various cancers, says Weil. His curriculum for health professionals and the general public was the first to cite the role of a nutrient-rich, anti-inflammatory diet in cancer prevention and treatment. Health professionals graduate armed with a better understanding of the complex interactions between cancer, gut microbiome, and nutrition, advises Weil, whose paradigm inspires his chain of true food kitchen restaurants. It includes lots of fruits and vegetables, small amounts of whole or cracked grains, al dente pasta, healthy fats, and plant-based proteins from legumes, nuts. And then seafood. They have to put that under, you know, as well as, and seafood as well as poultry and lean, antibiotic-free grass-fed meats, cheese, and eggs. Then they get into some other stuff like, you know, like green teas and dark teas and stuff like that. Like I say, once again, they got to water it down. They're going in a good direction. They're talking about how it's an anti-inflammatory diet that is the best for prevention and possibly, you know, reversing when someone already does have cancer, but they just know that that's too radical. Having a blade cut you open, things pulled out, chemicals put into you, deadly radiation pointed at you, is an extreme. That's not radical. Nobody views that as radical. But if you tell them to get rid of their animal products altogether, get rid of your alcohol, get rid of your animal products, people's heads start to explode. You've just said the most ludicrous thing in the world. Why? Why? There's lots of good information out there. I don't get into, I'm not one of the debaters. I'm not good at regurgitating all the particulars of the science, but it's pretty much out there. Read, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 books. Read the China study, read Whole, read Reverse and Prevent Heart Disease by Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, and read How Not to Die by Dr. Greger. I mean, come on. It's not like this is some pseudoscience or whatever. Read those. See what they have to say about cancer, heart disease, diabetes, the main ones that people are dying from. But in certain ways, I know what they're doing. I know, you know, and this is not necessarily bad. At least it's moving people in the right direction. Or maybe I'm just trying to put a positive spin on it. Because it's definitely better somebody that's somewhat focused than that is just into the system, you know, that they're just still eating. I mean, I've known people, I've seen people that are recovering from cancer, and I see what they're eating. I'm sorry, but especially if I had cancer and I got this information, I would go as hardcore as I had to so I could live, so I could heal my body of this stuff. And maybe, hey, like I say, everybody's mileage will vary. You know, some people just simply don't believe it. So they can't move in a certain direction when they don't believe it. But like I say, I don't know. I'm just always kind of conflicted about watering down the message. But I guess we have to, you know, give people whatever they can take at the time. But I still think we should always, I don't know. And I don't know, maybe these people don't necessarily see things the way we do with the diet. They just kind of see it, you know, as something that you do and you kind of integrate once you found out you've had cancer. And I don't know what I would do. So I will never sit and tell people, you should do that. I love people out there on the internet when it comes to major diseases telling other people, well, you should do this and that's stupid to do, blah, blah, blah. You know, fuck you. You don't know what you're going to do. You go sit in a doctor's office and somebody tells you you have cancer. Until you have somebody look you in the eyeballs and tell you that, you don't know what you're going to do. It's a very scary thing, I'm sure. So, you know, I'm not knocking anybody what they do. It's just one of those things that can be kind of sad at some time, that we have information that it can't save everybody. I'm not one of these big healing everything and everybody's going to be healed, but it's about giving ourselves the best chance at a healthy life. You know, I think about all the time, what would I do tomorrow? I developed cancer. You know, I've been eating like this for 5 years, so it wouldn't even be like somebody approached me and said, hey, there's this way of eating you haven't thought about that might help you. Now, I'm not quite sure like what I would do if after 5 years of living a high, raw, plant-based diet, pretty clean, you know, 80-10-10 mostly on the ratios, if I got cancer. But I don't think I wouldn't like throw away everything I did. I wouldn't be like all bitter, like, well, they said this was going to print. It's our best chance, in my opinion. Like I say, this channel is always my opinion. This, you know, eating a very alkalizing diet, free of animal products, 100%, in my opinion, is the way to prevent so many of these diseases and possibly reverse them once you already have them. And then we get into this, and it's like this just sparked another idea. It talks about mind-body detox to maintain good health. Judy Seeger, a doctor of naturopathy near Fort Lauderdale, Florida, recommends a regular detoxification regimen to cleanse environmental and product toxins and toxic emotions. Through experience, she has learned that individuals living with cancer need to substantially support the abnormally functioning elimination system to rid it of dead proteins from destroyed cancer cells and chemotherapy drugs that are overtaxing the immune system. Clearing out toxic, stressful emotions that produce acid, weaken the immune system, and create an environment for cancer to propagate is essential. Fulfilling the body's requirement for an ongoing healthy nutritional plan that maintains a healing alkaline environment. Alkaline environment. They keep going back to the buzzwords. Reduces both the risk of a cancer as well as recurrence. That's where it comes in right there. I mean, it's about not having that cancer come back. And I don't know, everything I see, I'm going to repeat myself a lot, but this is the lifestyle that will do it, amongst other things. I mean, it's not the end-all be-all, as I said in a video recently. There's other aspects to this healthy life. But the detox thing, that's what I think I'm going to kind of finish with here, talking about. It's like this detox. Detox has become this buzzword, whether it's within, you know, just within our raw vegan community, our plant-based community, but it's also permeated out into the mainstream. And people are kind of using this detox as erasing all my sins type thing for the time being. It's like they do the, you know, I see advertised all the time these detoxes, you know, they'll deliver these you get this for 4 days in a row, bing, bang, boom, people do it, and they'll testify on social media and whatever about, oh, I feel great, I do this and that, and then they just dirty up their body again. They start eating what they're going to eat, and it's kind of like a never-ending process. Oh, we'll do a little detox every once in a while to just, you know, kick out the garbage toxins that we take in on a regular basis. But I don't know, I guess the takeaway, or I don't know what I'm going to leave with on this video, but it's just, it's watered down. It's watered down. And it's watered down because of deeply ingrained ideas and ways we've done things for long times. And people are challenged. People get angry sometimes at just the mention of this information. Never get angry at information. If you don't like the information, scoff at it. Just move on. But when I see people getting angry at information, I think a lot of times it's hit home. So anyhow, just something to think about. If you might be watching this, yeah, you know, and also too, the average healthy person It's always just about doing the best we can, or like making small changes. And any change is good. Any change is better than no change, but it's always about, you know, just kind of watering it down. I keep going back to that phrase, watering it down. Well, no, well, I know that's probably pretty healthy what you're doing, but it's just not practical. We're not going to do that, so we'll water it down. So we'll take the skin off the chicken and make it healthy, or we'll do this little tip and trick that psychologically makes people feel like, oh, I'm being healthy. I live a healthy life. I saw somebody the other day that was being touted. This wasn't anywhere in raw vegan or vegan world, was being touted as a wellness expert, and I was just like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. So anyhow, I don't know what the takeaway is on this. Is just we keep putting out good scientific information. Use good sources. Use sources like the Esselstyn and the T. Colin Campbell's and the Dr. Gregors and the Dr. Neil Barnard and people like that, because they got credibility. They got credibility. They may not all, and to the raw folks out there, I can hear the little wheels cranking in your head, but they're not raw, and they don't eat this, and they don't eat enough fruit, and this one doesn't eat enough fruits and vegetables. They're plant-based. They're plant-based, and when we're talking about disease prevention, by and large, a plant-based diet, no matter how raw it is still going to be much better for people than the standard American diet. And when we come at people, when we offer people like these people like a Dr. Greger, who's well-spoken, who can give the science, who can speak with facts, who can speak with authority, versus somebody out there, you know, flipping out over details and constantly talking healing, detox, manifesting, the body, you know, all these little things. Certain people are not going to accept that kind of stuff. So let's just try to keep putting this information out to people, and the more we put it out there, a few more people take it to heart, use it, and it grows and it gets shared. But anyhow, I guess in the end, like a lot of the stuff I read here is still a push in a certain direction. So I mean, I guess it is a beginning. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.